Hi, I'm Jordan.
I'm Erin.
And welcome back to the Greater Joy Podcast.
Yes.
I was trying to sing the intro song, but I don't know if I know it by heart.
I did not remember.
It's okay. That's okay.
That's fine.
That's okay. Hey, it's almost summer.
Oh, yes.
We're I feel like you could say you're 3 days away from summer.
Yeah.
And then summer is here.
I am very, very, very ready for summer. I want to watch High School Musical 2.
Do it.
Okay. High School Musical 2 is a very good movie. I think it's a very important movie. But yeah, I'm very ready for summer.
I am too. I'm sick of it. This weather here, it's been raining for all of eternity. The humidity is approximately 500 degrees.
It is more humid. It's just too humid. Nothing at all should be allowed to be this humid.
No.
It's not okay.
It's miserable. I take the dog out to go to the bathroom and we spend maybe 5 minutes out there and I'm drenched in sweat.
It's insane. I have a friend that legitimately enjoys the humidity.
They need to be prayed for.
Yeah.
Something that
No, I'm dead serious. I when we were having this conversation, I told her, I'm like, that's not okay.
No,
that is not normal.
No. She could live at the beach.
She said that, her ideal environment is like a terrarium, like a lizard. And I told her my ideal environment is like the big walk-in freezer at Costco. Yes. Do you remember the big walk-in freezer at Costco?
Of course.
It's a good place.
Yes. Things
are simpler there.
Shout out to the Costco freezers.
Yep.
Shout out. Well, I have some few things that happened this week that I'm going to share.
Do it.
And if you think of some things that have happened, I know you've been in study mode.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna be straight up. I'm not gonna have anything.
Okay, good to know. That's really good to know. But I have a few things that happened to me this here week, and let's dive in. The first thing that happened to me was I was walking my dog, and there's a little track or a little trail. It's a track. It's just a big oval at the very front of my apartment complex. Speaking of. Can't even see her. Oh, she's hiding in the plants on my porch. At the front of our apartment complex, and it's right by the road, so I see a lot of there's always cars and stuff. And there was I was walking her, and there was this little car, and it wasn't a bug car, like a little beetle, bug, whatever. It was a car similar to that, though. It had the same vibes. It was brown, solid brown, and it had all the windows rolled down, and two very huge men in the front seats, both with their arms holding a mattress to the top of this car. Out the windows.
Was that the only thing holding the mattress?
That was the only thing holding it there. Was their arms holding this mattress onto the top. And they just drove by and they're blasting their music. And I was just like...
What were they listening to?
I have no idea. I was too just awestruck at how far are they going? How far have they been going? What's the story where you don't have straps to hold that? So your answer is, did they pick up this mattress not knowing they were picking up a mattress?
Oh, maybe.
How are you?
Were they the sort of people who would pick up a mattress off the side of the road?
They could have been, but I don't want to assume that because the mattress didn't look crusty.
Yeah.
But it wasn't wrapped in anything. It was just a bare mattress, and they're just holding it with their hands on the top of this vehicle.
I just want to know how the rest of their day went. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did
they make it to their destination with the mattress?
Yeah.
How are their arms? Are their hands hurting?
Yeah, what I want to know is how far they were driving.
I have no idea.
Where is it coming from? Where did it go? Exactly.
Kanai drove. Mm-hmm. That was the first thing that I really stuck out to me.
I'm so intrigued by that.
It was straight up out of a cartoon. It looked...
I am... Okay, when you're telling the story in the dudes in the car, I'm imagining the two people from the Sonic commercials.
No, beefier than that.
Oh, okay. I forgot that they were beefy.
Dudes.
That's so much funnier.
They were huge, and they're crammed in this little car. It was really funny.
That Was it like a king size mat? Like, I'm imagining like a huge mattress.
It was at least a queen.
Okay.
It was huge. Or maybe the car was just so small it looked big. I couldn't tell. Who's to say?
They're actually not jacked. They're just...
The car's just so small and the mattress
so
was so big it just made them look huge. I don't really know.
That's funny.
I wanted to ask 100 questions, but I didn't get to. And then on top of that, speaking of walking, I haven't this week because like I said, it's been 50 million degrees and I don't get up in time. But last week was really good. I walked every day of the week.
Oh.
Yes, thank you.
Look at you.
And it was really good for my dog. It was really good for me. But then I noticed how sad this is because I was sore.
Yeah, no, I get that.
I'm just walking.
There was a day a couple weeks ago where my left arm was super sore, and I genuinely have no idea why.
Sometimes which this doesn't make sense to me, when I crochet a lot, my left arm is sore, but my right arm is the one doing all the work. I think it's because I like hold the tension, so I'm just like tense.
I think your arm is like a little tense all the time.
And like this one is like tense, relaxed.
Yeah.
But you probably haven't been crocheting.
No.
But
I do want...
do you lean on your left when you study?
Actually...
Do you put your left hand up here?
Do you know what I think it was?
What?
This is going to sound so sad, but I think I do this a lot, like, absentmindedly when I'm thinking. I, like, twirl my hair a lot. And I've been, like, my state of being lately has been sitting at my chair and, like...
crocheting your hair?
Yeah, basically. And I genuinely think I might be that, because my arm has just been in the air, like, for, like, 12 hours straight.
Are you getting, like, tendinitis?
Maybe.
Because isn't that
sad?
Isn't tendinitis like when you work your fingers, but your fingers are connected to your tendons back here, so it will hurt back here?
Maybe. I don't really know what tendinitis is.
I don't know either. Arthritis is your joints.
Yes.
Tendinitis, I think, is obviously your tendons, but I think you can get it, like, I know, like, a lot of people, like, I had to, like, do this thing for one of my classes. As a person I'm, like, a graphic designer, so working on computers a lot. There was, like, this... one of the professors was sharing about, like, how he has, like, chronic tendinitis because he's always on his computer. And he was telling us about, like, this, like, fancy keypad we can get.
Yeah.
That will, like, help prevent that.
Ergonomic.
Yeah.
Mouse pad or whatever.
Yeah. So he was telling all of us we should get one of those.
I was kind of thinking about that. I was kind of thinking about this week. Like, this week I've been eating, like...
boxes of Cheez-Its all day?
Pretty much. Like... I have no idea. And I've been staying up, like, I've been sleeping, like, max 3 hours a night, like, for the past 2 or 3 weeks. And,
Erin.
like, and I'm sitting, here's what I do all day. I'm sitting in a chair, like this, like, some sort of goblin.
A gremlin.
Some sort of gremlin, and I'm, like, doing work all day. And I'm like, if I wasn't, I think genuinely in, like, 3 years, I will no longer be able to do anything like that. Like, I can only do this because I'm 21 years old.
Right. There are things that, like, I catch myself now which I'm not, I don't work out, I'm not in, like, good shape, I'm not any of those things. So I catch myself and I'm like, oh, like, that shouldn't be sore to, like, sit like that, but it is.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
Like.
That's sad.
I can feel it happening. Like, the days of me being able
Your days are numbered.
To do this are few.
Oh.
Like, yeah.
Oh, no, it's coming for you.
It's coming for me, I can tell.
Well, hopefully soon you'll be out of the days of needing to do that.
Yes, like, here's the thing.
Hopefully. I have heard, like, junior year of engineering is, like, the hardest year, and, like, it should get easier.
Brutal.
So hopefully maybe after this year you won't feel like you're dying every day.
Yeah. Well, no, that's the thing, is that, like, well, here's what I'm saying, is that, like, my days of, like, being able to go however long without eating a vegetable.
Yeah, when's the last time you ate a vegetable? Do you even know?
No. I don't know.
I ate a vegetable at lunch.
Good for you. Is this a vegetable?
There's fruit in that.
Yeah.
Is it real fruit?
Probably not. Look.
Natural flavors.
Look, it is summertime now,
There's
so...
potassium.
That's a vegetable.
I don't think it is. I think it's like a vitamin.
I think I'm kidding.
How does potassium grow?
Potassium. In bananas.
Oh. Right. But that's a fruit.
Oh.
Potassium comes from fruits.
Hey,
Hey, what?
wait, there's 2 points that I was gonna make in my head, and now I can't decide which one to say.
I say them both.
Okay, well, the first one, I don't even want to bring this up, but, like, do you remember that, like, song from, like, middle school? It was, like, something like cashews. Does that ever get stuck in your head?
I don't know what. I have no
It was about
idea.
cashews. They come from a fruit.
I think we went to very different middle schools.
Yeah, I think this is true. But anyway, it was one of those, like, super annoying songs, like, It's Raining Tacos or whatever.
Oh,
It was
I do
like-
know that one.
It was that genre of thing, and
It's raining tacos.
From out of
Were
the
you
sky.
ever... Okay, wait. Do you have a second point before I keep
Oh,
going?
no, keep going.
Okay. Were you ever the kid that... I was very much this kid. So growing up, when I was younger, before my parents moved into their current house, we lived next to a kid who was like 3 years younger than me. And then Noah, my brother, is like 5 years. So it was like... We staggered like 3... It was like whatever. So we were like a decent age apart where we all could play together sometimes. And this one thing that we would do all the time, and I have the iPad. If I can find the charger, I would find gold. It's the old bulky chargers. We had this like video editing program that had like It's Raining Tacos. Like it had like it was blue. I remember it was blue and had a pink star on it.
Yes, it was
And you
blue
could,
and
like,
it had a pink
film all
star.
these cuts and stuff.
Oh,
And
my
my
Lanta.
neighbor, I had this baby doll that like her arm had fallen off, and she was like one of those like hard baby dolls.
Yeah.
So he would stick his arm in his shirt and use the baby arm, and he was like the villain, and we would do these movies. We would film
Yes.
masterpiece movies of this villain, and Noah was like a ninja, and Baby Arm was the villain, and they would fight in our backyard, and like we would like we'd be on the trampoline, and like I was the producer, and we'd like make our families watch them.
I had literally the exact same experience.
That's so funny.
Like with the iPad with the fat charger, the app that it had the pink star, and I would make them with my cousin. And yeah, I truly don't know what's on there, but that was like a staple of my life at some point. Was like, this is the most important thing in my life right now, is producing these movies on this thing.
It was pure gold.
Yes.
I wish I could get the footage back,
Yeah.
but unfortunately,
I think it's gone. Like, I don't know how I would.
I can't find a charger to that iPad.
I don't know how I would even recover it. Like, I don't know if this iPad exists anywhere. You know
I
what I mean?
know that before I moved here, the iPad existed in my room. I can't remember if, because it was like all cracked and like old and nasty. So I can't remember if like when I was cleaning out and like packing up to move, that we just got rid of the iPad, or if my mom kept it. I don't know where the iPad lives now. But if we found the iPad and plugged it in, it would probably still be in the exact condition it was left in. The only thing I'm worried about is if there's a password on it. There's no telling what that is.
Oh, there's no way. There's no way.
There's no way I could get into it, so we have to move on from that.
That's a wild. I forgot about all that.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah. Is this not that?
This is
What
that.
we're doing right now is basically that.
This is that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is that. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is last week or last podcast I talked about Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh, yes.
It's becoming my new obsession.
Really?
Yes. I've watched the movie.
Okay.
I listen to the soundtrack every day.
Really?
I'm becoming obsessed with it.
Oh, yes. I love a new obsession.
It's something that I, like, when I first watched Hamilton, it became my entire personality.
Uh-huh.
Like, I just dove into the deep end and decided this is my whole personality for the entire summer.
Yeah.
I can feel that coming on with Fiddler on the Roof.
That is fun. I love an obsession.
Yeah. You can feel it coming. Sometimes
I need to watch it.
the other day I was like cleaning the house and I just turned the movie on so I could just have it playing and hear the music.
Nice.
I didn't even watch it.
I love that. I do have a question. Are you going to have a Hamilton relapse when you go see it?
There's a chance I could. Here's the only thing that I think could save me is I don't love just listening to the soundtrack. I love to watch it.
Yeah.
And we no longer have Disney Plus to watch it.
Oh.
So I think that could save me from having a full
Got you.
relapse moment. I think I may have like a week-long obsession.
Yeah, you could get like a burner email and do like a free trial.
I should do something like that. I think I may have like a week or two long obsession where I like, oh my gosh, this is my whole personality now.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure I'll watch some other musical and that will be my next
Yeah.
personality for the next 3 or 4 weeks. But right now it's Fiddler on the Roof. Fully obsessed with it. It was gold. It is gold.
Yeah.
You need to watch the movie.
I want to so bad.
Yeah.
At some point in the next few weeks, I'm going to come here and we're going to watch it.
Yeah, and we need to watch Sound of Music because I've never seen that.
Yes. Okay.
Maybe after Hamilton, that'll be my personality, Sound of Music. I feel like it could become...
Well, I don't want to hype you too much because I've never, like, I do love it, but I've never actually, like, sat down and watched it.
Okay.
Like, I've only seen this movie, like, as a background thing.
Uh-huh.
But I do love it. I will say, the other day, I don't remember when exactly, but we had this conversation about, like, I've had a hankering to watch The Sound of Music.
Yeah.
And then a couple days later, I was driving, and I drove past a park called, like, Edelweiss Park, and Edelweiss is, like, a flower in, like, Austria, and they sing a song about it in the movie.
That's really fun.
Yeah.
That's a Sound of Music fan.
And so I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. It's a sign. You have to watch it.
Yep.
The next thing that's happened to me, I have quite a few things apparently that have been happening to me.
No, this is good. I like this.
Is the wildlife in my apartment complex is coming to life.
Ooh, how so?
Spring has sprung. There are giant squirrels taunting my dog.
Oh, the squirrels
everywhere.
The squirrels are out.
They're out
lately.
And they're after my dog. My dog weighs 23 pounds. And she fully believes that if she could get one, she would kill it. And it's just a false sense of hope. Like, I do believe it would eat her alive.
Yeah.
And these squirrels probably weigh 50 pounds. They're huge.
Yeah.
And they come up here. Well, one of our bird feeders we had fell into our neighbor's thing. So when we went and picked it up, she's like, oh, just leave the seeds. The birds will come eat it. The squirrels have been down there eating it. So my dog spends hours on our patio staring at these squirrels.
Does she bark at them or does she just, like, stare?
If she has the opportunity, she full on would chase them.
Okay.
The other day, the craziest thing happened. Was it yesterday? Anyway, we were outside. I was taking my dog outside. Mitchell was just getting home. So he, like, walked up to me and I was taking her outside. And the people who live on the first floor, their patios are, like, fenced in with, like, a wooden fence. Mm-hmm. And it's a little bit bigger space, but they can't, like, see out. Anyway. And she was, like, obsessed with this around this patio and, like, would not stop bothering it. But I couldn't see in there, so I was like, come on, like, it's not a big deal, blah, blah, blah. So I'm sitting there letting her sniff around, whatever, thinking maybe she's just going to go to the bathroom over here. And then she's sniffing, focused so heavily on the ground. On the top of the little wooden fence is a big squirrel. He just appears. And I'm standing there with Mitchell, and I'm like, Mitchell, take the dog, take the dog, take the dog. Because I'm worried that if she sees the squirrel, I'm not going to be strong enough to, like, hold her back. Yeah. Like, if she pulled fast enough, like, sometimes I feel like I could lose grip of her leash. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, Mitchell, please take the dog. So he grabs her leash from me, and somehow by the Lord himself, the squirrel was able to hop over her into the little bush and run away, and she never noticed it. But I was like, I could have reached out and touched the squirrel. That's how close he was to us. Wow. It was wild. It was so... I was like... What the heck? How did she not see that? Why can't he just stay in the fence right now? I had so many questions. It, like, felt like I felt like I was, like, out of my body watching this happen. It was so weird. It was so weird.
I have so much beef with squirrels. Well, actually, when I first came to college, I had beef with squirrels. Like, they, like, legit scared me. I don't like rats and mice and squirrels and stuff like that. I don't know why, I just don't. I have less beef with them now.
The squirrels on college campuses have no fear.
They're way too brave.
They're way too brave.
It's just all over College Station. They're the same. They're all college campus squirrels.
Like, the squirrels here, I, like, believe, like there's, like, 50 of them. Yeah. Here. And this is, like, a really old building, so I feel like they could be living within the walls. Yeah. Like, they're probably everywhere. There's so many squirrels. And there are, like, tons of trees in my apartment complex. There's a lot. So it makes sense that there's, like, birds and squirrels and stuff. Also,
it's, like, little old ladies that live here, so I'm sure they got bird feeders everywhere.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Yeah.
We have, like, extra bird seed from our feeder, so I thought about, like, so they don't come up here and eat ours, just, like, sprinkle some on the ground down there. Yeah. Just so they'll stay down there. Because if they wanted to, they could get up here and eat ours.
For sure.
And I like watching the birds, not the squirrels.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway. I think that's really all my recap for the week. Okay. I don't know if there was anything else that happened. The other thing that happened was when I was preparing for this podcast, I, like, was opening my Bible app on my phone, and it was asking me if I love the Bible app. I didn't want to go give it a review, so I clicked no.
Oh, girl, I click no every time.
I said, no, I don't love the Bible app.
I click no every time.
I said,
it's just reflex.
No.
It doesn't, anytime that notification, like, do you enjoy this app? No. Not now. Go away. As fast as I can every time.
Because, like, if
no
you click,
exceptions.
if they would just say, the first pop-up would be, like, rate the app, and I just click what star, and I had one click and I was done, I would do it. But the fact that I have to click, yes, I love the Bible app. Yes, I'll rate it. Submit it. Like, no!
It is all no, get out of my face every time.
Like, I feel bad because, I do love the Bible
feel bad.
app.
Maybe I should.
I do love the Bible. I don't feel bad doing it to the other apps. I do love the Bible app, but not enough to give it a review. It's got plenty of reviews.
I don't even want to read the prompt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Just
get off. Speaking of the Bible app. Yeah. I know the Bible app's doing really well in life. Yeah. Because you may not have seen it. I'm on like marketing, graphic design Instagram sometimes. Mm-hmm. And right now there's a bunch of people just raving about an ad the Bible app has put out there. And it's like brilliant marketing. It's looks like they're like a star rating. Yeah. So it has like the little Bible app icon, then it's like the star ratings, and then it like has the commentary, and it's 0 stars, and it's from Satan. Oh. And it's like says like not worth the read or something like that. Yeah. And then it has a little Bible app, and it's brilliant.
I like that.
That's brilliant.
That's clever.
It's clever.
It's succinct. It's clever.
Brilliant.
I like it. I love a succinct, clever thing.
Yeah. And it's like an ad that something that one of the things I've been learning in my classes is like if you're going to do marketing and advertising and stuff, you want ads that make people sit there just long enough to read it and then figure out what it is and then move on. Like you don't want ads that make people really have to question it or really like read a full essay of how to figure out what it is. Like you just need an ad that lets people glance at it like 10 seconds, like 10-second glance. Oh, that's clever. Okay, I've looked at it. I moved on. Yeah. More than 10 seconds, people are probably annoyed by it. So yeah, I just thought it was really clever.
That is good. Yeah. That is very clever.
Brilliant.
Snaps for them.
So they don't need me to say I love it.
Yeah, okay. So actually, they'll be fine.
They're doing just fine.
I promise they'll be just fine. Yeah. No remorse. They're 0 stars.
Doing just fine. They're doing brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliantly brilliant.
Brilliant.
What else do we have?
There was something I was gonna say earlier, and I really don't remember what it was.
Oh
no. What was it about?
Any tidbits?
I think it was about vegetables. How vegetables, there's no like actual definition of what a vegetable is.
I saw that.
You know what I'm talking about?
Vegetables don't exist.
Vegetables don't exist. And I've been saying this for years.
Have you now?
I have been. I so distinctly remember in high school, like, having a way too loud argument about this and, like, being, like, super obnoxious about it. It was me and, like, someone, like, Ashton or someone, we were, probably Jenna, and we were, like, hollering and screaming about it and being annoying. But, like, vegetables don't exist.
No, they don't.
Like, every vegetable, name a vegetable.
The video I saw was there's no scientific definition for vegetable. Yeah, like, there's only the culinary definition.
Everything is either, like, a fruit or a leaf or a
root
or a whatever. But yeah.
Vegetables don't exist, kids.
They don't.
So when your parents say eat your vegetables, they're lying.
They're lying. Anything could be a vegetable, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, there is a definition for it in the culinary world.
No.
Okay.
But who gets to decide? Who gets to decide what a vegetable is?
Chef Boyardee.
Mm-hmm. That was funny.
He got to decide.
Chef Boyardee. It's Chef Boyardee and Guy Fieri get to decide.
They have a meeting office, and they sit there, and they say, this is a vegetable. Mm-hmm. And then they hit their gavel.
Yeah.
And then it goes in the vegetable section at the grocery stores.
That is true.
Before that, it was just in the, what is this section?
Yeah.
Now it's in the vegetable section.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very interesting. No vegetables.
No vegetables. None at all.
Hey, John Mulaney's thing.
Oh, yes. I had no clue that was a thing that was happening.
So Netflix is hosting like a comedy week
Mhm.
right now, which I don't know exactly what that looks like.
Okay.
But there's a bunch of comedians in LA right now this whole week.
Interesting.
So John Mulaney has made a 6-episode series.
Like
a talk show. It's hosted like a late, like he has a whole set, he has a chair he sits in, and it's called Everybody's in LA.
Okay.
And I don't fully understand it. I've watched the first episode.
Okay.
Because they're live each night, so it's like Friday night was the first one, and the next one doesn't come out till Monday night at 7.
Mm-hmm.
You can watch them live, but I didn't watch it live. So, and there's going to be 6 episodes total, and he's like interviewing these people. So like, and there's like interviewing like iconic things about LA. So apparently like in LA, coyotes are a big deal. Like they're just kind of everywhere in LA.
Interesting.
And so he had like
That
this
actually doesn't surprise
wildlife expert come and talk about what to do with coyotes. This wildlife expert, it's John Mulaney, Jerry Seinfeld, and a wildlife expert talking about coyotes.
Actually, I love that.
And like when they pop,
I love that.
no, it's so good, Erin. It's so funny.
Okay.
Like you need to watch it.
Another thing that I need to watch.
You need to watch it.
Okay, I'm all on board for that. That does remind me of, have you ever seen that thing where they had, this was a long time ago, but they had like a nature documentary and they just had it like being voiced over by like random celebrities.
No.
And like they don't get a script, they just like start saying it.
Saying stuff? I don't.
Well, this is like iconic. Well, one moment from that is iconic in my household. And there's one part of it that Snoop Dogg does, which is perfect. And there's like, what is
the horses? When he's talking about the horses?
I have no recollection of that. But at one point he says, what is them? Some sort of weasel?
Do y'all just say that at your house now?
Yeah, that's just an important piece of dialogue in my house.
That's really, I can vividly, like, I can hear your mom's voice in my head saying that. Like, yes. I can hear your mom saying that. And saying it with her best Snoop Dogg impression.
Yes.
That's really funny.
You already know. That is exactly how it is. But I would love so badly for them to make another one of that. Just like, they just narrate what's happening in this nature
whatever
documentary.
You want to say.
You just say anything that comes to your heart.
That's really good.
And I would love for John Mulaney to be on it.
Oh, yeah. When it pops up, like when they come up on the screen and it shows like their names, it'll say under John Mulaney's, it'll say like John Mulaney, and then it'll like has like random stuff that he's done in his life. So like, like typically it'll be like John Mulaney, comedian, blah, blah, blah. And so his will be like John Mulaney. And then it has like all these random like host of this, like very detailed, very dumb, random stuff. Instead of just being like, oh, he's just a comedian. Like it's like very detailed. It's so funny. And it's a very John Mulaney humor.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate it. So sure watch it.
I for sure will. Sounds lovely.
But yeah, I guess we can begin to wrap up the podcast.
Let's wrap it up like a Christmas present.
Like a Christmas present. But as I was preparing and thinking about it today, I was just thinking like how people as a society and as a whole want to be, even if they are in denial of it, to some extent want to be known. I feel like people just want to be, are at a place where they just want to be seen. Like, we're in this whole, like, even just as a whole culture, like, in good ways and bad, people want to be seen and want to be free to be who they feel like they are, not seen for who God says they are. And I feel like so many people just don't, I feel like there's a lot of people who just feel like they're not seen and they're not known.
Yeah.
And people just want to have a place to belong and, like all of that, like...
Yeah. Like, that's, like, the motivation for, like, a lot of what people do.
And, like...
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And before I, like, started working from home, I didn't realize how much, like, people want... Like, how much a drive it is just as a human to, like, want to feel included and want to feel like you're contributing to the society that you live in and want to feel all of those things. Like, that's just been a weird adjustment, contributing to a society that I'm not living in or part of the world I'm not living in right now. And so I was just preparing and reading, and I got to Psalms 139, and it's just the search me, O God, and know my heart. And it just says, O Lord, you have searched me, and you know me. You know when I sit down and when I rise up. You discern my thoughts from afar. You search out my path and my lying down, and are acquainted with all my ways. Even before a word is on my tongue, behold, O Lord, you've known it altogether. You hem me in behind and before, and lay your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is high. I cannot attain it. And it goes on and on where you can like keep reading about, like, he's like basically saying like there's nowhere I can go that you're not, like you're everywhere with me, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And I just thought like how like it just like how like we want to be known. And I do believe there's value in being known by people, like surrounding yourself in community and people. Like God designed us that way and created us to want to be with community and with each other. But as much as we want to be known, nobody on earth can know us like God knows us.
Yeah.
And it's just like comfort almost, like just like a peace and a comfort of just like, I feel like there's like, sometimes I can really feel like this where I'm just like, oh, like I just feel like it's hard for people to see me or understand what I'm going through or how I feel. Even when you try to express it to people, like it can just be hard to put things into words. And it's just like a comfort knowing like the Lord knows you.
Yeah.
So well. Like the fact that he like discerned my thoughts from afar. Like you know the words before they even come out of me. Like you have searched me and you know me. Like there's no part of you he doesn't know. And it just is comforting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of makes me think about like how like here's how I'm imagining, like how insane and like wonderful and like like there was one verse in there that was like, I can't remember, it was like never mind. But like how insane and wonderful it is that like God knows us and knows us like so deeply and like so well, and it's like the world's biggest like ice cream sundae, and just the fact that also he and like because like that's all we need, you know what I mean? And the fact that he also places this like desire for community in us and like gives us the opportunity to like form relationships with people in the church and like for other people to also know as well. That's just like so many little cherries on top. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like he just,
and like how much of a blessing that is.
Like I think we talked about it. Maybe it was last week, maybe before that. Like God just gives us more than we ever could need.
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm saying.
The baseline of all we need is just him.
Yeah,
and to be with him. And obviously like food and all of that stuff, but
yeah,
but he gives us so much more than we could ever imagine needing and wanting, and so
yeah,
it is very sweet and cool. But I just really liked that verse just because people have a desire to feel seen and a desire to feel known and loved and like all of that. And I feel like a lot of times we search for that in people before we search for that in God.
Oh yeah.
And so it's just like a sweet reminder that if you're feeling that way, like God does know you. God does know how you feel.
Yeah.
God's there for you. He knows everything.
That just hit me. Like that feeling of like, oh my gosh, like I am so blessed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was very overwhelming.
Yeah. It's a lot to grasp. There's a lot of things about the Lord that are just like,
yeah.
Holy.
My brain is small.
My brain is too small.
My brain is small.
Sometimes
I don't get it.
This is not a Big Words podcast.
Not a Big Words podcast. Not a Big Brain podcast. I've
said it before. I'll say it again. This is not a Big Words podcast.
I think I said the word succinct earlier, and I was really proud of myself for that.
That is a good word.
That's a big word.
That is a big word. Anyway, I think that's all we have for today.
I think that's it.
Well, we'll see you next week.
All right. I'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.